we've been working on a series of videos about perspective. And in this particular perspective video, we're going to dive in to the higher self perspective and how you can adopt that perspective in your regular everyday life. This will get you out of the survival mindset and the victim perspective way easier than probably any other means. So let's get started. Let's look at everything from the higher self perspective. I love this perspective, and it's one that I often find myself in on a day-to-day basis. So I'm very practiced with this one. It changes everything. The higher self perspective gets rid of judgment, it gets rid of victimhood, and it removes fear, and it removes all the lower vibrational emotions except for those very momentary ones that you have when you're trying not to fall off a cliff or you're trying not to run your car into traffic. Those are important emotions. However, we don't need to reside in our negative emotions. We get to visit them briefly, go, oh, okay, that was important, that was helpful for me, I use that emotion, and then I move on. The higher self perspective, we have to understand, the higher self exists in a place where there are no emotions available to it, and if there are, they're very simple and very different than the emotions we have here. The only emotion that we know for sure that is experienced by your higher self is unconditional love. And so that is the higher self perspective. It is looking at everything with unconditional love. One of the ways that we can do this is we recognize that we are everything. So every blade of grass is us. Every other person that you run into is you. Every experience that you have is set up for you, by you, and everything that you experience is you. This can be hard for you to get your head wrapped around, I understand. But if you can believe in its truth, in its basic concepts, then we can build from that. So if you can say, yes, I am part of the all, or I am the all, that's all we need. Now we can look at separation as an illusion, not the idea that we are all one as the illusion. The perspective of your higher self is that every individual that you've ever experienced, all 7 billion humans on this planet, every bird, every tree, every leaf, everything that's alive is you and can be unconditionally loved. We have to go step all the way back to assuming that we are the creator of all, or that we are God. Or if you're not totally satisfied with that wording, that you are a representation of God, that you were created and that you are part of the creation. So from here, we can certainly say that we love our creation. We love the creation that we made, or if you like to look at it from the perspective that God made it, we love God's creation. Either one of these works. And from here, we can easily see that everything was intentional. If we are the creator, if we have created everything, then would there be anything that we didn't mean to create? Would there be anything that we accidentally miscreated? No, that's not even a word. If we look at it from that perspective, then even though we see flaws in this world, oh, these people are mean to these other people, or they were destroying the earth, or I was abused and so my abuser is wrong or is evil or whatever, we still can say, yes, but I, as the creator, or the creator, still made them. Here's where it gets challenging, because now an easier way to look at this so that it's not so challenging is to step outside of yourself for a moment. You are now your higher self looking at you. Imagine, as you're watching this video, wherever you're sitting, wherever you're laying, if you're driving your car, whatever, picture your higher self sitting next to you or standing above you. And as soon as you do that, I want you to change your perspective from looking at your higher self to being your higher self looking at you. This being is all powerful. This being, this higher self that you are, is observing you exactly as you are. And it is unconditionally loving you. Everything that you've done has been perfect. You've never made a mistake in your entire life. Everything you've ever done has gotten you to exactly where you are right now. This is your perspective as your higher self looking at that version of you that's sitting there watching this video. From here, we also can say, you are handling everything like a champ. It's amazing what you've gone through. It's amazing how much you've done. And it's amazing how you are still here. You're still resilient. You're still fighting. You're still making it through. And in many cases, you're not just fighting, you're thriving. And so this higher self perspective of you is just absolutely enamored, absolute deep love for you, for the fact that you're here and that you've done all that you've done in this life. This higher self perspective who's looking down at you can also bring in the other circumstances that have happened in your life. Oh, look at this other thing. Look at this person that you had to deal with. How challenging that was. And look how you did it. Yeah, you're not very proud of yourself maybe, but me, your higher self is very proud of you and the other person who engaged with you and created that very challenging situation. All of you did your jobs. All of you did exactly what you were supposed to do. Amazing work. And there's nobody at fault. There's nobody that's done anything wrong. Everybody has committed to the play, to the act that you're all going through right now. From the higher self perspective, that's all of this is. From your higher self perspective, this is all an illusion. It is all make-believe. It is all this fantastic play. The individuals in it take it very seriously, and that's by design as well. But oh my gosh, look at how well they've done, even though they take it so seriously. Higher self perspective. Oh my gosh, look at how seriously they take this. Isn't it crazy what they go through and how much they believe that all of this is actually real and it's life or death? Well, we know as a higher self perspective that this is just a temporary experience. It only lasts 80 quick years and then it's over. In the land of infinity, that is absolutely nothing. And we get to keep coming back over and over again to try out different things and take that life seriously. Again, higher self perspective. We love this whole experience and we love all the actors in this giant play that's happening all the time. It's really incredible. It's a miracle. And we love your participation in that play. You have been fantastic. Do you see where I'm going with this? When it comes to judging others, if you shift to the higher self perspective, the higher self says, there's no reason to judge because they did everything exactly as they were supposed to. They gave you the challenges that they were supposed to give you, or they made the mistakes that they were supposed to make. Because actually there's no mistakes. All of these things are perfect. They're perfect creations of experience. They're the perfect creations of lessons and so on. So we don't ever have to judge. Judgment does not come from your higher self. There's no way that judgment ever comes from anything other than a human. Even the Creator does not judge. So all we have to do from this perspective is just love all and forgive everyone and everything for everything that's happened. There are people who have suffered greatly, just like you have. And these people are loved just in the same amount by their higher selves, by us, the Creator. We are constantly loving them at every moment and every second of their entire existence. The higher self perspective says, we were ready. There's another video you can watch about soul confidence that I'll link to here. We were ready for everything that we experienced in this life before we came here. We signed up for all of it. And the higher self knows this, knows absolutely for a fact that everything that's happening to you is by design. And it's so proud of you for sticking with it. And we can thank every single actor in this incredible play for all that they've provided. To assist you more with this, I've created a premium activation that you can download off of my website. I'll also include a coupon code to give you a discount because you found this on YouTube. This activation will change your perspective from just the survival mindset or the 3D mindset or the victim mindset and move you into the higher self perspective, which is absolutely what we all want. This brings us peace. This brings us the joy that we really want to experience here on this planet. You would do me a great honor if you liked and subscribed and if you commented. Tell me about your perspective about from the higher self. or another perspective that you feel is even more powerful than the one that I just talked about, or just slightly different. Tell me all about it. I'd be happy to learn about the way that you perceive the world and perhaps make more videos about different perspectives that you might even bring to light for me. I love you unconditionally, and I'll see you in the next video.